Thank you so much for joining me again while we discuss the meanings of the Lenormand cards. And this is the third lesson. Let's get started. I just absolutely love the Lenormand cards because not only does it really tell a story about who you're reading for, but it also answers questions. And it depends on what context that you're using the cards. So if somebody wants to know about their love life, it will be completely different reading than somebody who is wanting to know about a job. So Lenormand cards can be as specific as you want to be. And sometimes they get a little bit scary because they are so specific. So in all for this lesson, for these lesson number 3, what we're going to do is I'm going to use these cards. So I'll describe what each card means, and we're actually going to start with number 19, card number 19, and go through number 27. And then what I'll do is I will give you a combination of 2 cards together to show you what kind of meaning that they could actually be. Now, I am not going to go over the questions. It will just mainly just be the basic meaning. This is for introduction. Even if you know the Lenormand cards, it's always good to have a refresher. That's why I love to go back and watch video clips as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're looking at the Lenormand cards, card meanings 19 through 27. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the Tower. Okay, so the tower can be symbolize a shelter, protection, it can confinement and imprisonment. Okay, so it can also mean like official entries, like entities, like a government office, corporation, a judicial system, military, legal matters, rules, restrictions, and boundaries. It's considered a portrait card and it is a neutral card. A lot of times, though, when somebody asks me about a legal matter, this is the card that I use whenever it's more of the focus card. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Tower. So let's see what different meanings we can have whenever we put it with a different card. So let's go ahead and put it with the garden and see what the combination is, okay? So if we have the tower and the garden, it may be looking at someone who is not a team player and still has to network. So remember that the tower can mean that we tend to isolate ourselves. So maybe this is referring to someone, maybe someone at work that's not a team player and wants to be by themselves. All right, so let's put Crossroads next to the tower and see what the meaning could be. It could mean feeling alone during a difficult situation, especially if you have to decide which way to go and plan and everything. Maybe you feel alone in deciding what choices that you actually have. Okay, so the next card is the garden. Okay, it represents happiness, getting outdoors with nature, people in groups, public events, conferences, meetings, networking, and seminars. It is a mood and portrait card. And it can also be a neutral card and a positive card, depending upon how it is used in the reading. The next card is the garden. Let's go ahead and put the mice card next to it and see what we get the meaning from here. So this may mean someone's reputation is ruined or to slander someone publicly. Because remember, the garden card has a lot to do with social. All right, let's put the book next to it and see what the meaning could be. Maybe a public knowledge from like news channels, newspapers, maybe social media. Maybe you learned something new about somebody that was hidden knowledge. All right, so the basic meaning of the mountain, it represents immobility, resistance, standing still, not budging, endurance, blockage, frustrations, discouragement, interruptions, and burdens. So, a lot of times, whenever I am with a client and they're going through tribulations or they're having a hard time getting a job, a lot of times this mountain will come up. And then you can talk about, well, what blocks do you have to get this new job? So, blocks and obstacles. And if you're looking at time, a lot of what it can represent with time is that you may not get the job for a long period of time. It's going to be very slow. You're going to have to work your way up the job ladder very slowly. So it's considered a portrait card and it is a negative card. All right, so our next card is the mountain. So let's put the mountain with the ring and see what meaning we get from this. So it may be a problematic connection, a problem, connecting with somebody, or maybe it's a commitment that is actually holding you back in your life. Let's go and change it out to the letter. This may mean that you're having a difficult time with communication, or maybe you are currently in a challenging conversation that won't end. All right, I absolutely love this card. So the crossroads. Now I know that this card shows, stairs. So it really depends on the card deck that you have, but many times you'll see two different roads coming to a fork and you have to decide which direction am I going to go on. And I absolutely love this card because the symbolism, and I really truly believe in free will. And this is the card that shows it. So symbolizes important decisions and ones like options plus multiple directions equals free will. That's why I love this card. And a lot of times whenever this card comes up and, the client or your reader wants to know, well, which direction will I take? Sometimes you have to give them guidance, but they're going to have to choose which road to take. The next card is the crossroads. Let's go ahead and let's put the heart with the crossroads. So this may mean to not know where to take a relationship. Maybe you're confused and you're not knowing if you want to commit to a relationship or not to commit to a relationship. Maybe you have love of freedom. Maybe there's several people that you are seeing and you're spreading the love. All right, let's put crossroads and garden together. And it may mean to move freely in society. Or there's many different pathways that open up when we network with other people. All right, so the next one is the mice. Now, this is probably my least favorite card. So it symbolizes loss and stress, taking or stealing. Small problems may grow into big problems. And it also can mean that laborers who work in the industrial workforce, which means they're working very, very hard. And it can also mean disease and erosion. So a lot of times whenever I look at just the basic meaning, it's something that is eating away in the situation because mice are nuisances, right? So it is a mood card. It definitely sets the reading kind of a lower energy, and it is a negative card. The next card is the mice. Let's put it with the ring. So the mice and the ring may mean a constant and reoccurring anxiety because mice can actually bring anxiety in your life. Or maybe there's a cycle of depression and depleting energy. All right, let's do the mice. Okay, so let's do the mice and the book together. This may mean that you have lack of knowledge and it's difficult to make a decision, or maybe you have been lied to or you have misinformation. All right, so the next card is the heart. All right, so this represents relationships, joy, love, kindness, hospitality toward friends or strangers, reveals feelings, passions, desires, affection, likes, and fondness. Okay, it is never a sign of commitment. Okay, so unless it's next to, okay, a ring, an anchor, a key, a house, and sometimes the tower or the stork. So even though you get this love card in the reading, and like if a client needs to know, well, what intention, how does he feel about me? And this comes up and say, oh my goodness, he absolutely loves you. It doesn't mean that he's going to commit in a relationship. So, but it's still a positive card and it is a mood card. Okay, so the next card is the heart. So let's put the heart with the tower and see what meaning we can get from that. So it may be that you're trying to shut your affections off. Okay, if you really deeply love somebody and maybe they're already married, maybe you're trying to cut off the affection for them. Or maybe to make believe that you don't need love and you want to be in isolation. All right, so let's put letter next to that. So this may mean you have received a love letter. Or maybe you want to let someone know that they are loved. Okay, so this next one is the ring. Love it. Okay, so it denotes all unions, commitments, engagements, partnership, merger, or joint venture. Embodies the sign of the circle and the completion. Okay, so it's almost like the solution coming full circle. And so, a lot of times, whenever you have something in cycles, this ring can show up because it is a symbol of a circle. If somebody it has an abusive situation and it's gone from family to family to family, that's a cycle. So I say, let's break that cycle. So it is a portrait card and it is considered a positive card. All right, let's talk about the ring. So let's put the ring and the mice together. So this may mean that there is a promise which someone maybe made to you or someone else that they never intended to keep, which means that there's lack of commitment here. Let's go ahead and put the ring and the tower together. So this may mean that there is no connection, okay? No commitment. Maybe the relationship is emotionless. So there's not much emotion. Maybe you have a partner who isolates himself or herself. So maybe, a relationship which is emotionless. Okay, so the book. I actually really love this card. So it represents secrets and projects. So it may be knowledge that unknown knowledge or secret knowledge, but it also can mean knowledge, facts, data, training, education, schooling, unknown confidential and information. Okay, so it is considered a portrait card and is also a neutral card. The next card is the book. Let's put the ring next to the book this time. And it may mean that you need to recheck and do some research into the alliance or anything at work. Maybe you need additional information before you commit to anything. Or there might be hidden concerns in this commitment. All right, so let's go ahead and do the letter with the book. So this may mean that you need to speak the truth about something. Or maybe you're learning facts about something. All right, so the next one is the letter. It means that you make correspondence with someone or communicate with someone. It's also arrival of news and messages. It means certifications, license, credentials, diplomas, records, permits, warrants, contracts, brochures. It can also mean junk mail, invitations, announcements, and postcards. So it just means a variety of communications that you may receive. It means that this is a portrait card and a neutral card. The last card that we're going to talk about today is the letter. So let's put the letter and the ring together. All right, so this may mean you have a contract that you need to sign and commit to. Or it may be you need to look at a communication in a relationship. All right, let's see what the tower, what that means with the tower. So this may mean a cool, unemotional, clear type of communication that you're getting from somebody. Or maybe you're letting others know that you are lonely. Thank you so much for listening to this lesson number 3 on Lenormand cards. I hope that it helped you understand these cards just a little bit better. And I'm going to also make the last video, and that will be coming out soon. So that will be the rest of them. So I hope that you have a great time with these cards. And as always, happy Lenormand reading.